Long-awaited report by Dutch investigators confirms a missile caused the crash of Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 last year. The passenger plane with 298 people on board was flying over a war zone in Ukraine last year when it was shot down. CCTV's Guy Henderson has more on the findings from the Netherlands.
This is the scene of the crime. 15 months ago, scattered over a 50-kilometre war zone, now partially reconstructed at a Dutch military base. And the backdrop for the Dutch Safety Board's final conclusions.
Flight MH17 crashed as a result of the detonation of a warhead outside the aeroplane, above the left-hand side of the cockpit. This warhead was of the 9N314M type, carried on the kind of missile that is installed on the Buk surface-to-air missile system.
Investigators used animations,
spraying its fragments in a characteristic radial circular pattern.
They said damage to the aircraft's exterior, the fatal injuries to its crew, ruled out any other explanation. The report says others on board may have been conscious as the plane went down. Ukraine, it said, knew there was a risk.
And several military aircraft had been shot down in the previous weeks.
None of the aviation parties involved recognized the risks posed to civil aviation by the armed conflict on the ground. In the opinion of the Dutch Safety Board, there was sufficient reason to close the airspace above the eastern part of Ukraine as a precaution. The Ukraine authorities failed to do so.
The question now is who fired the missile.
Prioriteit nummer 3.
I want to call on Russian authorities to respect but also to provide complete cooperation with this report and the following criminal investigation by the Dutch public prosecutor in collaboration with 4 other countries.
Hierin een nieuw element.
Criminal investigators will now take the lead. They are already talking of arrests at some point.
We already have quite a bit of persons of interest in which we are gathering information and evidence. But still, we have a lot of bricks, but we still need a lot of cement between those bricks. So there's still quite some work to do. And it's not that we are now at the point that, well, within a week or 2 weeks, arrests can be made. We are not that far yet.
Finding out what happened to MH17 is only the first step.
Families were informed some hours before the official release. Their focus now will turn to the criminal investigation. Specifically, who did this and will they ever be held to account for it? Guy Henderson, CCTV, Rechun, the Netherlands.